My name is Tasimu Dzwanashe David, but I will be using just the name Mkoma Tasi for this um, important episode. The name of the show is Godly Thoughts with Mkoma Tasi. Godly Thoughts with Mkoma Tasi. We discuss anything and everything to do with God. We want to create a group of people who believe in God, a group of people who are focused on God, and our thoughts always come from the Bible. Today, I want to talk about Judges. Judges chapter 1, verse 21, verse 14, somewhere there. It talks about the children of Israel getting hold of Canaan. God giving them, the land of Canaan. They spend all this time walking in the wilderness, and finally, they have this opportunity to take possession of Canaan. Now, they fought many wars. For them to take possession of Canaan, they had to fight wars with the tribes who were staying in those places. Now, I'm going to speak briefly on that one. The tribe of Judah fought with inhabitants who stayed on the hill country in Canaan, and they managed to drive some out, but some remained. In the same way, the Benjamites failed to drive out the Jebusites out of what is now known as Jerusalem, and they stayed with the Jebusites there. Now, I want you to take note of this. These are the same tribes that later cause problems for Israelites in the coming chapters of Judges. They come strong and they fight against the Israelites, killing them in many cases and pillaging their properties and destroying their homes. They had an opportunity to deal with them, but they did not deal with them for one reason or the other. So what I want to talk about today are those bad habits of 2019 that we took with us to 2020 because we failed to deal with them. Those bad habits of keeping maybe pornography in your phone, those bad habits of maybe gossiping about issues that really have nothing to do with you, those bad habits of judging others, those bad habits of keeping that temper that one day will cause you to maybe land in jail, that bad habit maybe of stealing. Mostly the people that keep bad habits are Christians, people who know God, people who go to church every day, but we keep our bad habits because it's not really a big deal. If you read your commentaries in the Bible about the Jebusites, they were really a small tribe. They were not that much big, but they grew over time, and King David had to go and fight against the Jebusites to gain hold of Jerusalem. This is why it is known as the city of David. But if the Israelites at the time of going into Canaan had confronted the Jebusites and fought against them, then no one would have had to deal with them. Here in Zimbabwe, agriculture is one of the key sectors of the economy, and one way or the other, people farm. People are familiar with farming analogies and allegories. So I'll use one. When we are plowing, there's a tendency to leave those tiny weeds that are very hard to reach with the hoe, and we leave them there and we just deal with the big ones. Sometimes we leave the big ones altogether if we are in a rush and we just sort of, do a run through. Over time, when the maize is now growing or whatever it is crop that you have there, those weeds that you left out become the biggest problem in the field. They harbor aphids and all types of insects that cause havoc in your field. Whatever problems of any nature that we do not deal with while we still can, they always come back and find a way of hounding us. Whether you have a child, if they are developing a very negative attitude and you let that attitude go, next time it will grow into something big. Whether they don't greet elders, whether they have a very low self-esteem, anything that needs to be dealt with while they are still children, and you let it go, over time, it will become a very big problem, one that you will need more help to deal with, even the police. Okay, so that is Godly Thoughts with Mkoma Tasi. Join me again next time where we share thoughts from the Bible about how to live our lives better and become better people. Otherwise, ciao. God bless you all.